Good morning, Millennial Morticians. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of this incredible podcast. Um, I want to let you guys know that there is some thunder around me lately. We've had some pretty bad rainstorms, so hopefully you guys don't hear too much of that in the background. But the sun always comes back around to shine through. So hopefully we get some sunshine back by next week. The title of today's episode is It Counts. It Counts. I want to encourage some of you all today, some of my viewers out there watching, people who are in the middle to the beginning of their funeral career, just starting out or getting ready to retire, along those lines, or somewhere in between there. This really can happen to anybody, now that I'm starting to think more and more about it, who get burnt out in the funeral industry pretty quickly and just feel like it's not counting. I'm not making a difference. I want to encourage you today and let you know that it counts. It matters. People are watching, people are feeling, people are listening. And a lot of times the work we do is so just head on. You're so focused in it. You're so determined to make it better. You're determined to stay in the light of what is going on. And so you just have to stay intact. You have to stay focused in it. And I think what really burns people out the most is the fact that they think that what they're doing isn't making a difference. And so I want to encourage you all today to tell you that it counts. Everything that you do counts. From the families that you meet, from the people that you talk to, and the people that you meet along the journey, you're going to experience days of just stress, just intensity. Being in the funeral home is a high octane environment. It's always a lot of pressure going on around you. So many things happening. Bodies to embalm, people to dress. It's just it can feel at times chaotic. And the reason I say this is because I don't want you guys to get tired in doing good work. And what I say by that is there's so many funeral homes out there who are producing phenomenal work. Their bodies look amazing. They're doing a great job. But you look and talk to their staff and people are tired. They want to give up. They don't want to do this anymore. They want to quit. And it's always those people who've been in it, who are just really good at it. They've mastered the craft. They really honestly could teach anybody it, and they could excel in it. And my main focus, my main objective today is for you to understand that your work means something. And that's why we take so much pride in what we do. And I always emphasize that we only have one time to get this thing right, get this funeral right, and do the best that we can in serving our families and serving the communities around us, because you don't get a second chance at this. And you definitely don't get a second chance at life. You only get one shot at this. And I don't want people to be so quick to just do this and they're in it for a little while, and before you know it, they give up. They just can't do it anymore. They feel like, it's draining. And don't get me wrong, it is very draining. It is very tiring, very stressful. You guys know me, I'm very transparent. I'm very honest. There's days you're going to feel like you just can't do it anymore. I mean, just mentally, it's just a lot on you. You take the burden of death on you. But what brings you out, what makes you stronger, what makes you realize that what you're doing is really, truly making a difference, is the fact that you see the reactions and the help you're giving these grieving people. And when they say thank you, or this person, my loved one, looks exactly like how they did in life, they look like they're just sleeping. When you get those pleasant memory pictures that you are taught to give people in mortuary school and throughout your career, and you see that that stuff works and it's actually making a difference, you feel confident, you feel great. That gives you energy, that gives you motivation, that gives you life. A lot of times we're working, it's just us back there. It's just you by yourself, putting out the best product you can do. Sometimes I've been at the funeral home 2, 3, 4 a.m. Just trying to make sure I can give people my absolute best, my everything, and my all. And deep down inside, even if, because there will be days that you don't hear it from the family, even if I don't hear it from the family, I know the work I do, it counts, and people will remember it for the rest of their lives. I'm making an impact on them. Not just me, but people who cherish my field, cherish my industry, both young and old, because really in this is a business of people who are trying to help people cherish something that they've lost and find a way to accept it and cope with it and find new and healthy ways to move on in their lives. And moving on is very hard, it's very difficult. And it's great to know that when you were going through that difficult time, there was somebody that made it count, that made every second count, from the arrangement conference all the way to the burial or cremation. And I feel like a lot of people in our business, the reason why they're getting burnt out is, and it's sad to say, not for everybody, but for some people, their heart really just isn't in this. They're in it for the money. They're in it for the wrong reasons. And so, of course, when you're doing it for not the right purposes, you run the risk of burning yourself out quite quickly, and you don't really feel like you're in the right place. And that's what makes this what I do, what we do, because we're connected. We're part of this big family together. So interesting because this business picks you. It's the only industry that I've known, that I've seen, that I've worked in, where it picks you. You really don't have a choice in what you're going to do, either if you're just funeral directing or just embalming, maybe even doing both. It doesn't really, you don't really get to pick and choose. It picks and chooses you and tells you, hey, you're good for this, or hey, I don't really think that really fits you too well, and it'll tell you, and you'll feel it. That's one of the things about our business. We were taught, we're equipped as human beings to learn how to handle people's emotions and how to feel. And I think the reason why people aren't getting the reactions they want from their families and their customer base isn't growing is because they forgot how to feel. And feeling and counting connect, because you're not just counting the amount of families you're getting. I'm counting how many people are leaving this funeral home happier and doing a little bit better than the people that came out leaving, distraught. I look at those things. I look at those details. I want to see really and truly if what I'm doing is actually making a difference. And I think with the pandemic and everything passing over and people returning back to their normal lives and things of that nature, that we've kind of forgot how to make people feel good again. And that's so important because people remember people who make them feel like someone, somebody. When you call that person's name, when you say, hey, Mr. and Mrs., and you give their name, and you make that interpersonal connection that leaves a lasting impression on somebody, they'll never forget it. And so I want us to be more in depth on leaving impressions on people, and understanding that this is a business where it's not so much more focused on so much of people going back to the same funeral homes. People aren't really doing that as much anymore. So you have to really do something for the next generation of not just morticians, but your clientele, to come back and choose you again. Because I've seen it time and time again, family funeral home people, hey, I don't really think I want to go to this funeral home. I'm going to try somebody else. But you as a professional, you should give them no reason not to choose anyone else. And that's why I think it's so important when you think about it making an impression on people and it counting. Everything you do counts towards a common goal to help people heal. Is for some people, I think it's not even just being burnt out. I think it's just being tired of the work stress. And so I encourage those people to join an association, join NFDA, join these great organizations, your local funeral directors and embalmers associations and things of that nature, and get connected to people who are counting just like you are to make a difference and make an impact on somebody's life. Understand this. Since this business is the way it is, you have to move in a way that's not only professional, that's not only loving and caring. You have to move in this business on a whole different mental level. You have to be on your P's and Q's 24/7 because the details matter. And over the next few years, what you're going to notice and what you're going to soon realize is details is going to make and break funeral homes. Because that's what people care about now. You're spending thousands of dollars. And my generation's, the way it's looking with, college expenses and everything that's going on, we might not have as much money. So we have to be accommodating and understanding about the kind of market, the kind of people we're dealing with, what's popular. I always ask my friends, what are they learning about my industry? What are you hearing about funeral services? Or what do you think's going on? Or what's your opinion on this? Because they're not in this industry. So I get a natural opinion from a consumer base. And that's the best opinion to have because those are my future clients. And I'm going to have to do whatever it takes to make sure it counts. Everything they ask is done perfectly. I'm honoring my contracts. I'm honoring my pre-needs. I'm staying in line with all local and federal regulations and just being the best that I can be. And so today, this week, when you go back in your office, when you go back in your workplace, if you have somebody who's kind of down, kind of tired, not really knowing if they want to stay in this industry, stay in this business, reassure them and say it counts. It counts. Somebody's counting. It's all going to count to a greater goal. It matters. Whatever you're doing, whatever, even if you're just driving the limousine for the family and you don't really get to talk, or or really talk to families that much in your funeral home, let them know it counts and it matters. Every little job, every little thing that we do, it all adds up to a bigger picture. And we're a team in this, and we're a family. And don't give up so easily, guys. Stay strong this week. Stay positive, motivated. That's really the key to this. You got to stay motivated, stay focused, and don't take your eyes off the prize. You are making a difference. You are changing somebody's lives. You're changing somebody's trajectory of their week just by being you and being incredible in everything you do. So, guys, stay positive, stay blessed, and remember, this is your Millennial Mortician, Jaden Folks, a podcast that engraves. You guys stay blessed. Look forward to the next few weeks. I have some exciting topics coming up. And I think they're really going to increase your thinking, increase your learning on our industry, but more in depth about the physical aspects of what we have to offer in funeral services.